the M2M is machine-to-machine communications. The M2 infrastructure also be there, but M2 infrastructure is not a big deal because once M2M connection is resolve the issues, then M2 infrastructure also will automatically resolve the issue because the information comes with different inputs. The inputs comes from different applications. They have comes in sensors also. They comes in different platform also. Just wait, excuse me, sorry. Hello. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Just wait, sir. Excuse me. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Karan. Okay. Sir, can you call me around 1:30? 1%? 1:50? Sorry. So this is the M2M, some gateway application. These gateway applications in just like there are three layers are there, and all three layers are communications are many to many, not one to one. One to one is there. One to one means one applications store the information to one particular server, but we are using nowadays for distribution server and not using for unique server. We are using for distribution services, and when the distribution service is using, so we are store the information is any other place anywhere, and anywhere we can get the information for just like for nowadays we are using for cloud. These cloud are connected to the edges. The edges are provide the information here now, and just like for M2M multi-service gateway in between the cloud. Now this connection we call simple edges, and edges provided the information is where will we store the information and where we will retrieve the information. And we already know that how can we store the information, and we are store the information is paging and the offsets in the operating system. The same thing here we implement here. Okay. The second thing here, cloud platform. There are some cloud platform. The cloud platform, there are three different layers are there. First of all, multi-service gateway. You already know about the multi-service gateway. There are a lot of multiple applications to provide the different inputs, and these information have to come in single cloud, and they comes in different devices, data management devices, and these data management devices comes to the one M2M integrated platform. This integrated platform is cloud, and then these cloud informations come to the business applications. There are a lot of applications are there, a lot of software applications there, just like a big data, Hadoop, R is there. And now there are a lot of applications are there. Application in between, so we have to be manage them all these informations to the simply say ground floor to top floor, lower to high, and then again comes to the proper channel way. So when you can store the application, so these again this information, how can you store this information and how can you retrieve the information, also very challenges for nowadays. Okay, so how these information to store by 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 there are a lot of security algorithms are there. There are a lot of security terms are there, and we we applied here. Just I previously told them my previous presentation the information retriever. But how can information be retrieved there? And this is also very challenging nowadays. So in medical science will also just supposed to be I am taking one picture, and this picture have to 25.4 into 25.4 pixels divided in pixels. Okay, so some part stored in some different platform or some different databases, or some information have to store in different databases. So how can you these information to retrieve in particular applications to particular store devices? This is also very challenges. Now this is the one diagram showing that this is the remote monitoring and the management of medical system. These medical systems, they are taking I think they are taking some data, and these data have to be stored in some other places, and we the person we are taking the picture in different other places. Okay, nowadays we are store the information in a decentralized manner, and decentralized manner we can take the data from all over the world. So how can you these information to store, and how can you these information to take that? Okay, this is the again very important parameters also nowadays we are facing in the medical system. This is the another diagram. This diagram say this is the use case to again nowadays they have three applications medical devices. These medical devices to take the data just like for ECS, IMR. There are a lot of application in medical field. I'm not taking one. I'm just generalized to tell them. There are a lot of different collect the data for different patients from different places, and these places the information to store in one single cloud, and this single cloud to utilize this information to the different platforms. Just like for someone are used for data integrity, someone are using for dashboard, and some are using for VPN. So there are different business applications are simultaneously run. So how these informations to store to the medical field, and how the other things to be simultaneously work properly. This is the challenging point. And the second thing is that once the data also, just like for this is the virtual data, the data also repeatedly change. So how these data and how we can synchronize with once we are broadcasting the data in one place to the world. So these information to be once we can retrieve or we can get it that we have to get the proper output. Okay, this is the also very challenging points are there. And this the same thing here. This is the same parameters. I just give you some brief first of all introductions that just taking for edge computing. This is edge computing. This is the applications, and the dots is are from edges where take the data providing to the particular routes and particular routes to the retrieve the information. Just like what there are three different hospitals, same data have to send it to the particular servers, and once we can save the information to the particular hospitals, once save it there, then after how can you retrieve the information, and IoT application, how can you perform these applications and these data to be synchronized, and once we can broadcast to the information by the time manner broadcasting as well as the reference broadcasting, the both thing, how can you synchronize each other? This is the important features or important challenging with nowadays they are facing them. And this is the use case. Another one, monitoring and the system. Now they are cloud data. Now we are using the data for different platforms, and these platforms to come to the data, and then again they store the information. This is the simple diagrams are there. So I just start before to let them all the things with what is the IoT, how can you receive the data, how where the collect the data, where we can segregate the data. After segregation the data, how can you classify the data, and once we are classify the data, and how can you the business application use this data from the cloud. Okay, so there again there are two categories are divided. First of all, security category, privacy category, and the third from uh, aggregation and the segregations as well as for classification. Okay, so we can't consider today presentation for security and privacy is different part, because this is the network security part. So we are consider only for aggregation and classification for data. How once we can collect the data from IoT applications, after once we can collect the data, how can classify, how can segregate the data from different just like for ECG data, we are collecting for ECG data. So there are different type of frequency comes once you are store the data. So which low frequency range also comes once you are store the data. Higher frequency range also come. Average frequency range also becomes once you store the data. So which data we required and which data is not required, and we are consider only for our research perspective part, means we are required for low band, and we are consider only for higher band frequency data. So we collect the data from 0 to 5 gigabyte frequency, and okay, this is 0 to 5 band. I don't know which range you are consider after when you 0 to 5 range, and which one you are taking the data. So classification is important part. Then after classification, segregation is important part. Then after segregation, we have store the information, and once we are store the information in cloud, and after we have to consider for the data from different just like for source information, where the information comes and where will we take it there. Okay, this is the our main important part for today presentation. So this is the flow chart from we are consider for data management and device management, and data management and device management using some machine learning algorithms or neural network. So I'm not going for machine learning algorithms. I'm taking only for neural network technique algorithm to explain IoT applications. Once IoT provide, this is IoT part is just here. This is our IoT part. We collect the data from here, and after collecting the data, now our task is IoT just providing the business application part. Alerts and these things have to be generated here. Then in between, how can you perform all the tasks by the neural network and the machine learning? Okay, so this is the my main motto is device management, and as well as for data management, and these management tasks and the cloud devices management to be remotely updated, as well as system commands, as well as VPN access, all the devices, how can you these information to be retrieved by the particular IoT applications, IoT devices or apps. Okay, so this is the overall figure for VPN to connect it to the source devices to the destination devices, and destination devices to the particular app devices. Okay, so our main target to first of all aggregation and the segregation, uh, classification, segregation of different platform of data and different type of data. Data comes from VPN, data comes from different IoT applications, and we can store the information. Then after store the application, we can get the achieve our optimization solution as nearest as possible we can get out. Okay, so we are taking first algorithms. First algorithm we can call for VPN. Okay, for neural network. So first algorithm we are consider for back propagation in neural network, and these algorithms just like for I am achieving something. So there are three different layers are there: input layer, hidden layer, and the output layer. Okay, and so input layer, their parameters are x1, x2, or xi and xn. They are connected to the virtual connected to the hidden layer, and the hidden layer are connected to the output layer, and the output layer are connected to to the to the particular applications. Just like supposed to be, we are achieve the n output. Okay, so we are connected to the n. So back propagation is called for is algorithm for computing then crazy granting equipment and other things are there. Okay, this is the simple things are there. First of all, we are consider for two type of algorithms are back propagation. First algorithm we can call for training algorithm, and after we have to consider for next algorithm. So we consider first of all training algorithm. So training algorithm, we can train the data. First of all, IoT application don't know anything. How can you store the information? What which type of after storing what will we do, and how can you perform these particular data? So first of all, we can train particular machine to which type of data to collect them, and once you are collect the data, is check these data collect by the some hardware devices is how much accuracy we can get it then. Accuracy means probability, how probability we can get the data. My just like I required X and he's getting for W. So we are not in the nearby the X. So we try to be train the data and check it there. Whatever information you store, just like ECG, to take the data from the patients. So when he take the data, we check the accuracy, how much they are accurate, providing the data which will be need them. Okay, so training algorithm, first of all, train the data. So initialize weight to small random value, first of all. Okay, so this is the first step to initialize weight to small random variable. Then after we can calculate net input to each hidden layer. Just like for hidden layer is just like for uh, uh, this is the formula to calculate the each hidden layer unit. Okay, input value, whatever input comes from the input layer, we can calculate from this formula zj equal to z0j plus summation of I equal to n xi and the value of vij. What is the vij? Is the weight value. Weight value, edges are connected to how many inputs and how many hidden layers are. Just supposed to be my inputs are 4 and my first hidden layer are connected to all 4 inputs, because we are getting from different inputs comes from, just like for the patients once give first of all the lower frequency, then after we can higher frequency, then after higher frequency, then higher frequency. The value comes to the just like 4 x1 x2 x3 x4, then we get the value from x1 x2 x3 x4 to the calculated or multiply with the weight value, and then we can calculate to the my hidden layer also and hidden layer input value also. Once we can get the value, calculate the output from hidden layer by the applying activation function. The activation function is meaning is just like for we can say simply say the whatever input we can get for all side of inputs, and we can get from hidden layer. Now hidden layer is activated or he set the function value to the particular output. So activation function formula is xj, function of their function zij, and these functions we can get the particular we can say activation functions value. Okay, once we can activate the function, then signal are sent as an input signal for the output unit. Okay, so after we can, what will we do, these signals are sent as an input signal from the output unit. Okay, so once we can get the input from output, then we calculate the output value. So for each output unit, the output unit now is yk, the size is k is indexing 1 to m, then we can calculate the input. Input is formula is weighted, whatever weight comes from the input plus multiply with the output unit and how much weight we can get from output. Okay, this is the formula to get the output unit. Once we can apply for output unit, then again we can calculate for activation function. Activation function for complete output function. So yk, function of y in and value of n, k 1 to m. Whatever activation functions come from the hidden layer, we can calculate it and then check the output functions. Now we can check, just supposed to be I required for frequency and accuracy is 98. Okay, and after activations from complete output function, I get it from 90. Okay, so how much less than is 9% less than we can achieve then output. Output required is 98, but we can achieve 90%. So what will we do? We can again this is the feed forwarding. This is the feed forwarding means means we have to forward all the things. Now we are facing some issues because we are achieving 98%, but we can achieve is 90%. So in between there 8% gaps is there. So now we can track them 8%, and again we can do it for implement the same training set again. So These 8% is called is error. We can remove this error and then correct them, and again train the data and send back again the forwarding loop. So each output unit yk, k is equal to 1 to m, receive a take get pattern to the input training patterns and the compute the error correction using delta. This delta is tk minus yk. Tk is error minus yk. Functions means d upon dx. The function dash is d upon dx and functions of input value. Okay, once you are done this one, then again you have to be updated for the weighted also, because the previous weight is calculated from without error. Now once you remove the error for input value as well as you have to remove the weighted also. So on the basis of calculation error correction terms, update the change of weight and the bias also. What is the bias? The bias is base value. You consider some base value, and this base value you have to be implementation. So delta wj equal to this formula to use them, and this is the alpha is just like for learning rate. Learn that, then again we implement by the two formula. Use the formula to update the weight, and again you can be implementation. Okay, this is the simple example. This is the training algorithms. Now I'm taking one example to be tell them how can you train the data, and how can you get the value. Okay, we are doing the classical example for recognition handwriting digits. Okay, this is the handwriting digits of 2. Okay, whole pixels value get feed into the first layer of the network with 784 neurons, because every nodes are called for neurons, and I have been showing a network with the 2 hidden layer. Why I'm taking 2 hidden layer? Because I'm decided I'm taking 2 hidden layer. Is up to you how much deciding, because this is hidden layer comes by the formula. Okay, with the 2 hidden layer having using just 16 neurons each, and output layer have to come 10 values. Okay, and inducting which digits are the network is choosing and it answer. Okay, so I'm requiring hidden writing 2, and the output comes from the 2. So what will we do? This is the classical example. I'm train the data to providing 2 hidden writing to identify these 2 are my similar word or be not be similar. Means I'm wrote them in the 2 by the IoT application, and the IoT application to identify, classify, train the data, and for providing after storing. This is the 2 is correct value have to be retrieved. Okay. So what will we do? So first of all, we have to create the vector as a dimension in 300 dimension. Okay, the mitigations of each component here is telling you to satisfy that the cost function is each weight and the bias. Okay, they have 2 things are there, that each weight and the bias. For example, the computing associated with the weight on this each is here comes out for the 3, just like for 3.2 or 2.8, whatever value we can get achievement, while the component associated with the edge here comes output as a 0.1. Means 3.2 and 0.1 means which one is near? Obviously we are near by the 3.2, because 3.2 is near by the 2 compared to 0.1. Okay, so there way you would interrupt that the cost function is 32 times more sensitive to change in the first weight. So you have been little bit conscious about 32 times greater than what you same weight in the second time and the third time. Okay, so what will we do? We can achieve the weight and the bias in the first time. Just like supposed to be, this is the neurons are each are connected here. These neurons are connected for each are individually affected, that having the actually pretty interesting. It just that there is a lot of little adjustment getting layered on the top of each other. Why? Because of the cost function invokes aggregations cost per example. Overall, the tens of thousands of training example, we adjust the weight and the bias for the single steps also, in depending on every single is required for efficiency. This efficiency have to become a little tricky later. First of all, we have to be single questions about the cause functions. Which cause functions we are nearby the handwriting of 2. Okay, so what will we do? We can do for check the efficiency. How can you efficient the cause value are nearby the value of which and achieve that nearby the my handwriting 2 to the my value of 2. How? Just like that. First of all, once I am calculating all the values, then after I'm getting the output from here. This is my output. I will tell you in the later on how calculate this value, how can you perform this value. I just give first of all example about the value, how can you perform it here. Just like suppose to their neurons comes the inputs, then after hidden layer have to perform something, activating something, after second layer, hidden layer to perform something, getting something, and then output get it here. Okay, so I will get the output first of all 0.5, then 0.8, 0.2, 1.0, 0.4, 0.6, 0.1, 0, 0.2, 0.1. So which one are nearby? We have to be go for nearby my 0.2. Okay, 0.2, just like which one are comes from near 0.2. So what effect should this the one training example have to be how the weight and bias are adjusted. Just supposed to be we are getting the value of 0.5, 0.8 and 0.2, but they are randomly distribution. This random distribution value we can, how can you achieve this random value from my back propagation algorithm. So my next is directly change for activation. So we are classify the image of 2 and we want to be third value to get hand up, and which of the other value for view size to be reduce them, and we can upgrade the value of 0.2 every time. Once we can get the value of 0.2, just supposed to be, and then after we can get the 0.2 value from my activation function, my weight adjustment, and my the just like supposed to be. I'm taking one example to increase that the value of 2 neurons is activated is in the sense more important than that decrease to the number of 8 value. Why we can go for number of 8 value? Because we are not nearby my 8, we are nearby my 2, so we can try to be adjustment to the value of 2, and so we can nearby the value of 2, not we are nearby the value of 8. Okay, this is the another example to say. Okay, now let's focus just one neurons. I'm taking one neurons. This is the one neurons value. The neurons is just like for wired together and wired together. This is the single concept is there, and this is the formula to be how can you get the value of 2. Okay, so 2 is just like for increase B. B is your bias. Increase WI. We can increase the weightage of W and probability of AI. And when we are AI, we change automatically. We have to be nearby to be achieved then 0.2 value. Just like to be achieve the nearby my base and bias and the activation of 2. Okay, just supposed to be we can get the propagation backward propagations. So sometime we can decrease the value, sometime we can increase the value, and after we can get the value of nearby my 0.2. Just like suppose let's focus just on the one neurons. This activation is defined as a different weightage. Sum of all the activation is the previous layer pulse a plus a bias, which has to all the plug into the something like the sigmoid functions, and these sigmoid functions are together activated, which activated for increase the bias, increase the weightage, and change the activation of the previous layer. Okay, forecasting, the forecasting just or for focusing just on how the weight or should be adjust. Notice how the weight uh, actually have different levels of to comes connecting, and then we are connecting to the previous layer, and the biggest effect to the weight as well as the bias once will comes from different layers to the different outputs. Okay, this is the simple we can say store the information. Just supposed to be this is the back propagations. The back propagations comes here. These propagations is sometime we can achieve the information and retrieve the information. Just like for one algorithms is there, Hibben theorem. The Hibben theorems we can say Hibben theorem biggest increase to weight and biggest strongest to the connections happens between the neurons which are the most activated and ones which wish to become more activated. Okay, so we check the previously which one is more nearby your sensing the data. Once you are sensing the data, we can achieve the little bit output of your nearby. Okay, once we are nearby, we can say we can check it here one by one. One by one, we can take the value from activation, and we can check more strongly links to the firing and wiring each other. This is the output value we can get from the after I'm taking the 4 value, 2 value we can get in, 5 value we can get in, 0 we can get in, 4 we can get in, 1 we get in, 9 we get in. Okay, so W1, W0, W1, W2 until how many neurons are connected here. Then sometime we get the positive value, sometime we can get the negative value. Okay, so we cannot directly influence those activations. We only have control over the weight and bias, but just as the width of last layer will happen, keep a notice that we can describe the output. So we take the average value, all the training data. Once we take the all the training data value, we can add them and we can check it to the, if you are valuing from negative side, means we have to be decrease the value. If you come the value of positive side, then we can say to the increase the value of these bias. Okay, the supposed to be two neurons added together with the describe all the other output of neurons, but what we should happen in second to last layer, again to propagations corresponding weight to check it again, as well as the propagations how do nodes are connected to the each other, and these connected nodes are each other to take the to be say uh, uh, simply to simply say this is the output to neurons to input neurons. This is the say this is the output which take the previous layer. This is the average value we take it there. This average value uh, training data we can get it here. Once we can say point just number 2, point 1, just like of once y1 is decrease, y2 will be increase, and y3 will again to decrease the value. How increase and decrease is already showing that this is the hidden layer. This is how many comes value here. They are just like supposed to be the travel, how many times it travel. There are two hidden layers. One time 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 time I use the forward feed propagation or feed algorithms, propagation algorithm, then again the back propagation algorithms forward to apply and then get the output. Okay, this is the simple example here. Now I'm taking the mathematically to a little bit more understand. I'm taking one single diagram. This diagram I'm just taking the value. Just supposed to be there are two input value are there, and again I just conclude this one little bit more interesting. For a single training data set, we require for increase and decrease it depending from many batches. Okay, this is batches, simple mini batches. If you are many batches are randomly jumps to the your adjustment value and your local minimum, and the cost functions also will be increased here. Okay, this is the simple steps are there. Now we can mathematically explain how can you work by the I simple say this is the AND operation. AND operation, I am doing AND operation to apply single two value 0 and 1 and the get the output, how much output we can get into the my functions. Okay, my back propagation algorithms. Okay, so my target output is 1. Okay, i I required to take the output from 1. So AND operation is 0 plus 1 equal to 1, so we can get the value of 1. I am decided my learning rate is 0.25 using binary semaphore activation function. Binary sigmoid function is binary sigmoid function used. Why binary sigmoid function used? Because the operation used for AND operation. There are a lot of things are there. You can use particular application. I am taking simple example. There are two value x1 and x2. X1 value input is 0 and x2 value is input 1. Okay, they are connected to two uh, weighted. The weight, the value come from 2 to hidden layer is v21 is minus 0.1. Weight comes from 1 to 2 is point minus 0.3, and the x2 are directly connected to z2. They are v22 and we called the 0.04. Why we are using from v here and why not using the w here? Because sometimes we are confusing. So simply we are not this is the temporary. You choose whatever you have to alphabetic you can use. Okay, and some bias. The bias we can use for v01 is 0.03 and z2 is bias is 0.5 0.02. Okay, and output hidden layer are connected to the output value 1. Why we can get the output 1? Because the AND operation get the value of 1 only. We can't get the two values, we can get only for one value. So v output is 1, and y w and w2 they have some weightage are connected here and the bias are connected here. Okay, this is the small diagram. This is the just simple diagram, but if you are seeing the real applications, real scenario, they have to connect it to the neurons. I don't know how many neurons they are, x की power n neurons. It depends from which type of application and which type of application you can perform it here. Just like for SRM model, and they have a different RIMA model. There are a lot of models are there. If you are use the algorithms in the R operation, you directly take the output value. Okay. So first of all, we have to calculate the Z1 input. So what will we do? First of all, we can calculate the value of Z1. Then after calculate the value of Z2. Okay. Then after Z1 to Y1 and Z2 to Y1, Z2 to Y. Okay. So one by one we can solve the numerical and we get the output. Okay. So first of all, the same thing is previously tell them. Now mathematically I will explain that. Okay. So first of all, Z in 1. Why Z in 1? Because the value comes from input layer. So that's why we can write out Z in 1. Z in 1 means input come from X1. So at X1 are connected. You seeing that how many edges comes from Z1? One value, one edges come from X1, one edge come from X2, okay, and one come from weight, bias. Okay, so first of all, bias V01 plus X1 are connected to the V11 plus X2 are connected to the at V21. Okay, so these value calculated, then you get the value of 0.2. Okay, got it? Now Z2 layer. Z2 layer again, the comes to the V02 plus X1 V1, because this is X1 V11 X2 V1 is summation. This is the bias. First of all, bias, and this one is summation. The summation is 0 to 1 because there are two edges are connected. That's why we are using here two edges. Then x1, v1, 1, 2 plus x2 and v2. So how much value we can get from Z2 is 0.9. Okay, 0.2 and 0.9. This is now my new input for x1 because x1 we don't know input and x2 we don't know input. X1 and x2 we know the input 0 and 1. Now we comes from we comes from Z in 1 value is 0.2, Z in 2 0.9. Okay, now further we can calculation. So first of all, once we get the value, we can apply the functions of activation. The function is from sigmoid function. The sigmoid function is formula 1 upon 1 plus e की power minus z in 1. Okay, z in 1 is already calculated. We know the value of 1. We know the value of z in 1 and e की power minus 0.02 to use the formula and calculate. So we achieve the value of 0.5498. This is the z1 value. Now Z2 value, same thing, we can apply and we get the value of 0.7. All are positive value right now. No negative value get it. If you are get the negative value from Z1, Z2, Z in 1, Z in 2, remove that. These value not be calculated further and you just again implement, you take the another input because once starting point is negative means the all things have to come in negative. Okay, now we can calculate the net input value from the Y output. Okay, means now we have to need the target value. My target output is 1. Okay, we require the 1. So we solve the issues, we get the value for Z1 and Z2. Now we can comes from output value. Now my output value, its formula is Y in W0, weight 0 plus Z1, W1, Z2, W2. Z1 we get it from activation function is 0.5498 and Z2 we can get from 0.7109. Okay, both two value calculated, then we can achieve the value of 0.9109. Okay, this value get it. Now we can get the formula from net activation function. But again, the formula function of y in 1 upon 1 plus e की power minus 0.091. So we can achieve the output is 0.5227. Getting the output 0.5227. How much error? We required 1. Now we are getting the 0.5. 0.5 means 50%. We are not achieved than 1. So again train the data. Again the back propagation algorithm to implement and then again get the value from output. Okay. Then error, because our target is 1, we achieve 5.5, 5227. Okay, so we can calculate the value of formula, this formula, error minus functions of y in 1. So first of all, we can solve the value of functions of value because we don't know the functions value. So function value is d upon dx. So d upon dx is functions of y in 1 minus of function of y in. Function of y in value you already get it there because your value is y in 0.5227. So 5227 function of y in value 1 minus 5227. So value from comes from function of y in is 0.2495. Okay, so delta 1 error. I target output is 1. I required is target 1. We achieve the output is 0.5527. Got it? Now my function value is 0.2. Point 0.2495 and the error getting from first side is 0.1191. Okay, then it now find the changes weight between the hidden and output layer. Hidden output layer is delta W1. Delta W1 is running rate. Delta 1 in Z1. Running rate is 0.25. Delta 1 we can achieve 0.1191 and my Z1 value is 0.5. Z1 is getting from here 0.5498. Okay, the activation function we get the value of 0.5498. So we achieve delta W1. This is why your new weight. This is your new weight. Previously you use the weight of different thing. Now you are using the new weight is 0.0164. Same thing, you have to get the value of Z ending rate Z1, Z2. So you get the new weight for 0.0217. Okay, and the same thing bias you can change it here. The weight and bias you can adjustment here. Delta W1. Delta W1 is running rate is 0.25, and whatever get the error to multiply, and then they get the value of and bias also. Now your hidden layer bias is totally different the previous one. Now you have to achieve the to the to the hidden layer also. Now you have to done it from top to middle, in between done it part, output to hidden layer done, at hidden to input layer. Now we can change it here. So dz delta input functions of z in one value comes from delta in one is delta 1, w11. This value is error, we already achieved that. Delta is come from 0.04. These multiply, you get the value of 0.044764. Then again, the same thing we can implementation here. You get the value of input from hidden to input layer. Okay. Now error will remove that to the delta 1. This formula implement there, the value you can functions of variable. The same thing here 0.2475. The same thing here, implement delta input function of delta input 1. You can take the value from delta 1 w11. So 0.0476 multiplied by 0.2475, then you can get the value of 0.2. This is your new weight. This is your new weight. Now the error from delta 2 function to have zn2. The same function zn2 1 minus functions of zn2. So value is functions of z into is 0.7109, and the functions of 1 minus 7, then you can get the value of 0.2055. Then again multiply, you get the new output from 2.00245. Okay, so find the changes again. The same thing here. You check the value, weight again, updated the weight. The weight is running rate delta 1 x1. X1 is 0, so automatically value comes to 0. Delta V21 multiply, then you can get the new weight from input to hidden layer is 0.00295. Then again delta 01 is getting from 2.00295. Delta W1 is 0, delta 22 is 0.006125, and then delta 02 to implement there. Then again compute here new weight, because you have to calculate the find the weight and the network. So new W11 weight is old weight plus delta W1. 0.6 plus 0 is 0.06. The two new weight comes, when you add them, you get the value from these things. Once you get it here, you get the output for this one. Okay, this output you have to be create the matrix, create the vector. Once you have create the vector, you have to achieve which value you get the output here. Okay, just supposed to be here, we achieve 1. Now the next output, once you apply the forward propagation algorithm here, now you have to be achieve 9.85. Then again you apply the algorithms to be error, remove them, output to hidden to again to the input. Then again you have to feed propagation algorithm to apply to again train the data, take the output is you nearby your input, then input, then you can again output check is whenever you train the data, apply, run the algorithm, and you get output. And once you get the output, you have achieved this matrix. You can this type of means zigzag formula. Zigzag, sometimes you get the value from near, sometimes you get the value from outside. Then after you can train the data, you get the value from different values. Okay, this is the simple example for backpropagation. Now we have to take the another algorithms for hub network. This hub network, suppose initialize the weight and bias is 0. First of all, weight equal to 0. These for each input, training vector and target output to the pane s upon t, set again the activation function with the input vector, then xi equal to si, and this activation function to the apply for my output layer. Once you output layer apply, then again the old weight and the new weight to be added then, and the adjustment my old weight and the new weight. Just like this is the AND operation, 1 1 1 minus 1 minus 1 plus 1 minus 1 minus 1. So bias we can use for 1 1 1. So target output once you 1 1 we get the 1 1 and minus 1 we can get the output value minus 1 minus 1 and 1 we can get the value of minus 1 minus 1 we can get the value of y. Okay, so we can solve by this numerical, the value comes from here. And this is the another example for different inputs to different output. Okay, this network formula use the linear pattern classifications of linear pattern, consists the input and gate bias, and then we can get the output value. I think this is the simple layer algorithms to implement for linear patterns. If you have some linear pattern, the single neurons use the weight and bias, initialize the weight and bias to 0, and set learning rate alpha bits 0 to 1. While stopping criteria is false because step number 3 and second for each training pair S and T to step number 4 to 6, set activation to input unit SI to SI for I to M. Okay, then after once you are done it here, then step number 5, calculate the output unit response Y in equal to B plus summation of Wi and Xi, and then we check the activation function. If the Y in value is greater than 0, then we can take the value of 1. If the value in between minus Q to Q, then we can take the value of 0. If the value is less than delta, then we take the value of n. Okay. If step number 6, once you step number 5 is completed, then update the weight and bias. If the target output is response and T is not greater than 20, then Xi not equal to 0, then Wi u equal to Wi odd plus alpha T Xi. Alpha Xi is learning rate, we already discussed them, and the bias is the old bias plus new learning rate into target output. If the value is not equal to 0, if the value equal to 0, then use for last one and implement the further response, the input value. And once you are implement the response value, these type of table will generated if you are using AND operation. And then check the output value. Sometimes the bias comes from nearby the 1. Sometimes they are comes from 2. Sometimes they are comes from the 3. Sometimes they comes from the 4. So we are targeting, we are achieving the +1 or -1 or 0, depending from functionality of your weight and bias, which algorithm you can use them. Once your algorithm used, automatically output you can achieve by the, this is some mathematical operation. And if you are using this like handwriting, just like here, this is the handwriting formula I am using for 2. I'm not taking it a sentence. If you are using the sentence, then they automatically grab them all the informations. Okay. And this is the figure to take the output. I'm just showing Wi b plus 1 to z xi, y in equal to 0 to y in equal to 1 to take the output in different formulas. Use them. I think supposed to be end of the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, Dr. Karan sir. Thank you very much. And Dr. Karan, I also request you to stay with us because this is the last session of our FDP and we want to mark the validity session in your presence. So please stay connected.
Okay.
I
definitely.
So thank you all the participants for this session. And now I request my colleague and co-coordinator of this event, Madam Meeta Sharma, to kindly mark the validity session. Madam Meeta.
Thank you, Karan sir. All good things comes to an end. And here we successfully complete this 5 days faculty development program on Internet of Things applications in biomedical instrumentation, healthcare and pharma. It is our pleasure to have Mr. Karan Verma sir as our guest for the virtual valediction ceremony. And not taking much of your time, I would like to invite coordinator of the program, Mr. Shyam Sundar Agarwal sir, for vote of thanks.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for inviting me for vote of thanks. But before I tender the vote of thanks, I request if the participants, whoever wants to say something or give some feedback to us, because me and my team have worked very hard for this event. So we want to listen from you what improvements we can do and how you felt about it. So before tendering the vote of thanks, any participant, please, if want to say something.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir, I want
yes.
to say something.
Yes.
This workshop has been absolutely amazing and enlightening workshop. I totally enjoyed and learned a lot in IoT environment. This workshop has been a very inspiring and I am feeling delighted to be a part of this workshop. And thanks to all professors who make this workshop successful. And I would like to special thanks to SS Agarwal sir, who put such a great effort to make this workshop successful. So thank you all professors.
Thank you, ma'am Richa, and thank you very much for quoting me. But this is not only my effort; it is a team which is working behind it. A lot of things to be done. So I'm only coordinating, and people are working. So thank you. Any other participant, please?
Yeah, Shyam Sundar ji.
Ji sir. Yes, sir. I'm listening
hello,
to you.
Hello. First of all, we are thank you to your principal sir, Dr. J.K. Diwar ji, and you yourself, along with your team, faculty team, coordinating this workshop. It's really remarkable workshop. And in this workshop, we are also thankful to the experts for demonstrating their useful topics on this IoT. And we all the participants have been enlightened a lot with their knowledgeful, informative and inspiring session. And really we enjoyed this 5 valuable days. We learned a lot on IoTs as well as contents. All contents were relevant, and latest medical devices, antennas and various aspects, how these are communicating, IoTs are communicating with other devices. We learned a lot. But I have one feedback, Shyam Sundar ji. I would like to suggest that it should also contain a session, hands-on session. Also, a brief session should be added in this.
Okay, sir. Actually, initially it was thought that the workshop will be offline in the college campus, but suddenly we received a message that it will be online. So I have noted your suggestion, sir. In future, we will, in your guidance also, we will do a better job. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks.
Any other participant, please, if want to say.
Yes, sir. Yes, Shyam sir, can you hear me?
Yes, I can see that Mahavir Sirawat sir want to say something. So please.
Yeah, I have some views about it, sir.
Right, sir.
First of all, I wish everybody a very good afternoon. I feel highly obliged to be a participant of this nicely programmed faculty development program on Internet of Things. Initially, we were a bit skeptical about such a long and online program, but today we feel that this has been a great success. First of all, I thank AICTE for sponsoring such a good FDP. Then I express my gratitude to the organizers, the Ajmer College of Engineering for Women, and particularly Mr. Shyam Sundar ji, who has been instrumental in such a nice planning, organizing, and programming of this program. Particularly, he has been available to us whenever we needed him for any query whether it's late night or maybe early evening, at all time he was particularly available for all such queries. I also thank the speakers who have made such a nice presentation. It was so simple to understand for the person who are not from the field of computer also, for making such a simple the person who's not from computer field, but they made it so simple to understand for everybody. In the end, I would like to thank all the participants also for showing their utmost discipline, interest, and patient listening. Again, I thank the organizers, AICT, the listener, the speakers in particular, and all the staff who was involved in this presentation. Thank you so much for making us a part of such a nice program, and we would like to be a part of offline program if it is organized there in Ajmer. We would be grateful for that. Thank you so nice of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, sir, for your motivating words. Like these motivating words, this gives us energy to keep doing such work and activities in college. We will definitely do some offline program also, and we will invite you especially to attend. Thank you very much, Dr. Mahavir. One more participant, I request if want to say something, please.
May I say something, sir?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Savan Kumar Sharma, and I am working in Pranveer Singh Institute of Technology, that is in Kanpur, UP, as an assistant professor. So, sir, I would like to thank Shyam sir for providing an opportunity to listening to such dignified speakers on the topic of Internet of Things. So previously I had insufficient knowledge of IoT, but now I think that my knowledge level has been expanded by a fair extent. And the most important thing was it was a well planned and well executed FDP, and I would like to congratulate Shyam sir and their entire team for organizing such an informative FDP. So it is quite clear that they have put immense efforts in making this FDP a huge success, and I wish that they will keep on organizing such FDPs in the future also. So thank you so much, sir, and your entire team.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Savan sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I hope that the lapses, whatever were there, so you will pardon us for those. And now I tender my ma'am. Ketri, want to say something?
Yes, sir. Actually, from last 5 days, I'm just keep on asking my queries, but this is just one of the opportunity that I would like to thank you for all our query solving. You have created WhatsApp group, and whenever any queries are there, you are always there to give prompt answer, as well as continuous your efforts to arrange all the sessions very nicely. And I would also like to thank that whenever every session has been organized, you have already mentioned that even though IoT is well known to everyone, but if the participants are new in this domain, then every speaker have tried from their side. First, they are creating the background of IoT, and then they have given a diversion to some specific application. So that is also very beautiful part of this FTP, as well as I would like to thank your organization. A special thanks to you for making us every time attentive, and thank you for all your cooperation.
Thank
and
you, ma'am.
congratulations for successful completion of this online FTP.
Thank you very much, madam. Thank you very much, ma'am. So now I take opportunity to tender the vote of thanks. So it gives me immense pleasure to extend my sincere thanks to Honorable Professor N.C. Shiv Prakash, Department of Instrumentation, Indian Institute of Technology, Bangalore, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, who is patron of this faculty development program. I thank him for his motivation and guidance. I express my gratitude towards Dr. J.K. Digwal, Principal of Women Engineering College, Ajmer, and head of organizing committee of this event. Without his constant support and guidance, this event would not be possible. So thank you very much, sir. Professor Digwal, although he's not here, he has not joined because he is busy somewhere else. And my very sincere thanks to all the participants who have shown their interest in the idea of discussing IoT in context of its applications in biomedical instrumentation and healthcare sector. So I want to say a big thank to my fellow faculty members and students who have helped me out in many different ways to execute this FDP. We are aware that this online faculty development program is sponsored by AICTE, Atal Academy. So I extend my very sincere thanks to Dr. Ravindra Kumar Soni sir, Director of Atal, and Dr. Girdhari Lal Garg sir, who is Deputy Director Atal. They gave us opportunity to organize this activity, and during the event and before the event, they guided us in all aspects of rules and regulation, etc. So a total 14 sessions are over today, from 12 to 16th October 2020, and barring one session, all the sessions were executed in time, and that one session we have shifted only for 2 hours. So almost all the sessions are executed in time. So I want to share with participants also that the certificate will be issued by Atal Academy of AICTE, and that you can get from your login. So you will do login at your Atal portal, and from there you will receive the certificate. But for that, few things are to be done, like you will fill feedback there, then only you will see the certificate. But you can fill the feedback only if you fill the attendance Google form, which I will circulate. So regarding that, I have notified in detail, and I have also prepared a video lecture how to use that Atal portal. So I hope that will be helpful for you. And last but not the least, I want to express my heartfelt thanks to the technical staff and the administrative staff of my college, who gave their much required support in conduction of this FDP. So thank you very much, everybody. Thank you all for supporting me and making this event a success. Thank you very much again. Thank you, Dr. Karan sir, for being here with us to mark this validatory session. Thank you. So I will circulate the Google form and for quiz and attendance. So please, everybody, do it in time so that all the regulations are followed and we can obtain a certificate. Thank you very much for everyone. Thank you very much for joining. Karan sir, thank you very much.